Hello, what up my people, welcome back to my channel once again. So today I'm going to be sharing my trade recap on gold, and I'm going to be starting from 1st December 2025 to 5th December 2025. So without further ado, let's go straight right into the recap. So coming into the market that 1st December, I didn't trade for Asian session. I only waited for London session start stroke New York session, and I was actually on the 30 minutes time frame. I wouldn't take your time too much for this particular trade recap for this week, so let's go right straight into it. So I was looking at this particular liquidity zone here. I was looking at this liquidity zone because this liquidity zone was created on Asian session, so it was an Asian session highs. So I was waiting for it to be taken out, then probably take it to this run here. So what happened here was that on this particular candle here at around 10 a.m., we got the sweep of this particular liquidity. And what I was waiting for is that if this particular candle here closed below this liquidity point, let me bring it up. Well, this is the 30 minutes time frame. If this particular liquidity, this particular resistance here, and this is the liquidity I was looking at around the resistance, if this particular candle closed below this liquidity, I will be looking for a retracement to this particular highs and enter the trade. And immediately that was what happened. We got a close on the 30 minutes time frame below this particular liquidity, and we had a retracement. And when the retracement came back to the entry point, I entered immediately. When I entered, I went back to the 15 minutes time frame to monitor my trade. Now what happened on the 15 minutes time frame? On the 15 minutes time frame, after the closure, this is the candle that closed below this particular liquidity here. The market, I entered at this point. The market retraced back, gave me a little bit drawdown before it gave me approximately 1:1 RR. And the moment it gave me this 1:1 RR, I took profits, I took partials, and shifted my my SL to my break even. And before you know it, the market came back and tapped us out of the market. After it tapped us out of the market, it came back to clear these same highs again. And the moment it cleared the same highs, it started falling like a waterfall. And that particular day, we ended up in partials, and it ended up taking us out on break even. So that was what happened for Monday, and we didn't actually take any other trade again for Monday. We waited for Tuesday. So on Tuesday, time manipulation, we entered this trade at around 4:30 a.m. Asian session. So what I was looking for at this particular point is the clear of this particular liquidity. And why did I take the clear of this liquidity on the 30 minutes time frame? It will be easier explained. Let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. So on 30 minutes time frame, if you look at here, on the 30 minutes time frame, you will see that we have a support here. But why am I not looking at taking this particular support? Because it is still on Asian session. And when we are on Asian session, it finds it very difficult to come and tap into this particular support. So what did I do? I went back to my line charts. Let's do this like this. Went to my line charts, and I noticed that on the line charts, this particular support here, this particular V-shape was going to be very hard for it to tap in. That was why I used the liquidity. That was why I used this particular liquidity. And initially, when the market came, tap cleared the liquidity and started going our way. This is this particular broker is forex.com broker. Yeah, forex.com broker. Had it been, it's probably it's forex.com broker, but on other brokers I know it will surely touch this particular support here. It will surely touch. but at the end of the day, what I was looking at was the clear of this liquidity. And when the market came, cleared the liquidity and gave us immediate 3:1 RR. And that was how we banked this trade. We entered this trade at around 4:30 a.m. and we exited this trade at around 5:30 a.m. approximately 1 hour. So why did we take profit here? Because we are looking at these highs. It might get to the high, it might not get to the high, but that was why I took profit earlier. So after this trade, let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. This other trade, I caught it on the 15 minutes time frame. I caught this other trade on the 15 minutes time frame. So why I took this trade on the 15 minutes time frame was with my fib level. I marked from this particular high to this particular low here, to this low here, from this high to this low, and I was looking at the 0.618 level. I was looking at the 0.618 level. Quite alright. I was supposed to also wait for this particular support here, this particular resistance here, but fib level was too obvious it was going to hold at this point. That was why I used this 0.618 level, and I was supposed to take profit at this particular line here. But if you know gold respects fib level sometimes, but it end up retracing back to your entry most of the time. That was why I took profit at this particular liquidity here, this particular point here, and it gave me a nice 4:1 RR. So on the other hand, this other level was what I was looking for too. After I took profit here, I was also looking at this support here, this support, to take trade from this support. Why am I looking to take trade from this support? My rules gives me that this is an engineered liquidity. Let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. On the 30 minutes time frame, if you look at this run came as a liquidity, reversed immediately, and when I saw this, I went to the 15 minutes time frame. I went to the 15 minutes time frame, and on the 15 minutes time frame, it was showing me clear support, and what I was waiting for was a tap of this particular. Quite alright, I was using buy limit immediately, and when the market came, gave me a small reaction and came back and took me out immediately, and that was how we finished Tuesday with two win trades and one SL. So going to Wednesday. Oh no, that same Tuesday. These are all London session trades. So that same Tuesday, I was waiting for the break of this level here, the break of this particular liquidity level here. And why was I waiting for the break of this level? Yes, I was supposed to sell here, but I was also waiting for a breakout. On the 5 minutes time frame. This particular time, I went to the 5 minutes time frame. On the 5 minutes time frame, what I was waiting for was a nice break of this level with huge displacements. Can you see? If you notice here, you will see that this actually broke with huge displacements, and what I was waiting for was a retest of that level. Immediately this black candle came back for this particular retest. I entered the trade immediately and gave me a little bit reaction and took me out. Now, how did I catch these sells? Now, I always say this thing about my trades. This trade was actually a scalp. Also, it's a break and retest. After the break of this level, What I was waiting for was a retest, and it came back and retested this particular level. And this trade was catched at around 2 p.m. 2 p.m. That's New York session. Now, after I lost this particular trade, how did I catch these sells? You know, I always preach that the ability of you changing your bias immediately you go through a loss and you see the direction of that market, it plays a vital role in trading. It plays a vital role in trading. So after taking this particular loss, my mind was that, okay, since the breakouts did not work, probably the liquidity sweep would work. So after the break of this level, immediately my mind shifted that we are now selling. We are now selling. And what happened was that after the break, I was waiting for a retest. This first candle came as a liquidity. Can you see? Did not tap in immediately. Played around and came back and tapped us in immediately. And immediately it tapped in, it started moving down sharp. This very day, I was on the 5 minutes time frame. And what I was waiting for was a break and retest. The break and retest that did not happen here ended up happening on the sells. It broke down into this particular level and came back to retest that same liquidity line and started selling and gave us a nice 6:1 RR. It's supposed to be a 7:1 RR, but because I allow my trades to breathe, like I always say, I allow my trade to breathe. So it gave us a nice 7:1 RR that very day. And that was how on Tuesday we caught about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I took 6 trades, lost 2 trades, and won 4 trades. So that was what happened for Tuesday, and let's go to Wednesday. So for Wednesday, I was looking at several opportunities on Wednesday, but let's go to the 30 minutes time frame, my favorite time frame. Let's see what happened on Wednesday. On Wednesday, if you notice, I drew this particular level here. Why did I draw this level here? On the 5 minutes time frame, I was waiting for a break of this particular level. And what happened is that after it broke, can you see, it came back and retest and started going my way. But I didn't take that trade because I didn't see a huge displacement of the break. It didn't follow my rule. The displacement was not much. And my own rule of break and retest is that if I don't see huge displacement and coming back for a retest, I don't take that trade. So those are my rules. And immediately when the market actually broke, I saw also this resistance, but it didn't actually go through my rules too, and I didn't take any trade that very day. So Wednesday was probably a lot of sitting on the hands. We didn't take any trades on Wednesday. And going to Thursday, we caught this trade on the 15 minutes time frame. Yes. Now, why did I take this trade on the 15 minutes time frame? Why? Now, we have a resistance here. We have a clear resistance here. And what made this resistance a high probability? This particular liquidity that did not tap into this resistance. Probably I know that the market will surely come back to actually retest this resistance before it starts going down, and that was the reason. No much confluence, just following my rules. And that was what happened. The market came, tapped into this particular resistance, and immediately reversed. And gave us, I was supposed to keep my stop loss around this place, but I ended up expanding the stop loss so that I'll give the trade room to breathe. But let's leave our stop loss here, and it gave us probably around a 6:1 RR. Why did I exit at this point? I was looking at this particular point here. I was looking at this particular point, and immediately it got to this particular point, it reversed immediately. And this trade, we caught this trade at around 11 a.m. That's London session. 11 a.m. London session. And that was how we finished Thursday in profits. I can remember that on Thursday, this is the only trade we took on Thursday, and boom, we left the market immediately. And on this particular run here, what I was waiting for also was a break and retest. That's a resistance becoming a support. That's RBS. You know, resistance, one thing about break and retest that people don't understand is that a lot of people still trade break and retest, but they renamed it. Resistance becomes support, is still break and retest. Support become resistance, still break and retest. It broke the level, came back and retested it, and you took the trade. So when they tell you that you're trading break and retest, you're not supposed to argue, because it's still the same concept, just that you renamed it in a different way to confuse the beginners. You know, moreover, now on social media, everybody is a professional. There is no beginner again. Everybody on social media is now a profitable trader. But for you to show us the main result is the hard thing. So now, what validated this resistance becoming support? What validated it? Because we also have, at the same time, we also have a support here. The last sell candle that created all these buys, and this particular candle did not tap into this support. It gives us a high probability that this particular level is going to come and be retested, and that was what happened. If you go to the 30 minutes time frame, it will be more clearer. It will be more clearer on the 30 minutes time frame. Can you see it on the 30 minutes time frame? Yeah, it was even lying on within an OCL. It was lying within an OCL, and boom, that was what happened. And the market came, tap us in, and started giving us immediate 6:1 RR. After this particular trade, after the break of this level, I caught the second trade on the 15 minutes time frame. On the 15 minutes time frame. Now, why did I catch this trade on the 15 minutes time frame? What happened? Was it on the 15 minutes time frame? I think this is on the 5 minutes time frame. It's not clear here. Let's go to the 5 minutes time frame. Yes, I caught this trade on the 5 minutes time frame. Yes, on the 5 minutes time frame. So what I was looking at is a break of this particular level. After it broke this first level here, I didn't enter the trade. Don't forget, it broke the second level. I didn't enter the trade. No, when it broke this second level, I entered the trade. I have a proof for it. I can actually upload it. I'll actually upload it, but it took me out on break even here. This particular trade here took me out on break even. I took this trade. This first break. I took this break here. But immediately the break gave me a few level. I shifted my my SL to break even, and the market came and tapped me out with this particular candle. The market came and tapped me out with this candle, and immediately the market tapped me out on break even. I knew that this market is coming to sweep this liquidity back, because we are still bullish at that very day. I knew that the market was coming to sweep this liquidity, and I was waiting for a re-entry. That was when I drew this particular level here. I was waiting for a re-entry, and the moment I saw that particular market on this particular level, I re-entered again, and that was how I caught this trade. That was how I caught this trade. Yes, that was how I caught this trade. I'm going to be cutting because I did a fast speed screen record that very day, because I was live on YouTube, the same YouTube that I took this trade that took me out on this particular junction. I will be attaching it with this trade, and that was what happened. And it actually took me out on this particular level here on break even, and immediately I actually took the next level because I knew it was a liquidity sweep, and that was how we also caught a nice 6:1 RR. So that was that for this particular week, and we left this week profitable. Now let's count our trades. On Monday they gave us a first breakfast for Monday. Yes, we got partials, but it took us out on break even. So 1 SL, 1 TP, 1 2 1, 2 2, 2 2. This was a scalp. 2 2, 3 2, 3 3, 4 3, 4 TP, 4 SLs, 5 3. Yes, this is 4 TP, 4 TP, 4 SL, 4 TP, 3 SLs, 5 3. I think I mistake. Let's recount, please. Let's say this is the break even. I'm not supposed to count this. This is actually a break even, so it's a minus. So 1 2, 2 1, 2 1, 3 1, 3 2, 4 2, 4 2, 5 2, 6 2, 6 2, 7 2. So we got 7 TPs, 2 SLs. So that is that for this week, and thanks for watching my trade recap, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.